Hi everybody, it's Rivki and I have the most amazing cup of coffee. It's actually called a café apouch, which literally means upside down coffee. It's a little bit like a latte, but everything has its own way of being called in Israel, and we call our coffee upside down because the milk's on top, not on the bottom. And as you can see, I'm at Agrocafe, which is an incredibly interesting Israeli business. Those of you who are part of the Lev Haolam community have probably sipped coffee that's brewed with love right here in Israel by the guys at Agrocafe. So I invite you to come inside with me. We're going to meet Hanan, we're going to meet Eran, we're going to meet Miriam, and you're going to see behind the scenes in Agrocafe. So I'm going to bring my coffee with me. Come join me. So I'm inside Agrocafe's cafe. This is the cafe part of it. And it's interesting to note that this business began just as a coffee roasting house, and over time it's grown, and you can look around me. It really is the hub of the community. People come here to meet friends for coffee. Sometimes they come and just sit quietly, do some work. There's even a guest who I understand drove a couple of hours specifically to come to Agrocafe to buy some coffee. So come with me and let me show you how this business is laid out. We have Miriam, who is making a coffee right now. She is the hostess with the mostest. If you come here, she'll make a coffee for you, and it's like her home. She'll make you feel so at home. So when I first came to Agrocafe, I met Hanan, and now I have Eran as well, who I talk to on WhatsApp and come here. How did this partnership get established?
Okay, so our business is based on friendship, because we didn't start as partner, we started as friends. And I believe that every business that you start based on friendship, the friendship is much stronger than business and money. So when COVID started, I think that COVID brought some challenges to the business, and because of my previous business experience, Hanan, as friend, asked me for advices to see how to cope with the challenges, and I fell in love in the business. During these conversations that we had long conversations in the business and at home, because we are neighbors as well. In Moshav Zecharia, 5 minutes drive from here. So we had these long conversations, and it ended up that both of us thought at the same time that it will be the most beneficial for ourselves and the business is that we will join forces, and each one of us has its own expertise. Hanan is more focused on the agriculture and logistics and everything, all the operational side. And my advantages are in finance, marketing and sales. And actually we have two teams here that works together.
So amazing. I think it's lovely how, as you said, the relationship is based upon friendship and respect and love. Were you a coffee lover before you came to Agrocafe?
So I'm not proud of it, but I used to drink with a capsules machine and Nescafe before I met Hanan. But now we don't have at home. Now we have a very expensive machine at home in the kitchen. So I wasn't so coffee addict as I am at the moment, but things have changed. It's a profession.
What's your favorite way now to make your coffee?
My favorite way to make coffee is just the black coffee. But in Israel, when we drink black coffee, it's in the Arab way of drinking it, a very strong coffee. And one of the things that I found in our business that you can take coffee from Papua New Guinea Honduras, Brazil, grind it to Turkish coffee, and it's great.
When you came to Agrocafe, you had never heard of Lev Haolam before. So what was your experience of discovering this community?
So I didn't hear about the Lev Haolam community before I joined Agrocafe, and my introduction to Lev Haolam was absolutely amazing, because when I joined the business, it was during COVID, and Hanan told me, you see, these are the orders for Lev Haolam. They came for the rescue. This is what keeps our business alive at the moment, and now we need to think what to do next. But this is our minute to breathe and plan our next steps. I didn't know anything about Lev Haolam, but when I met Lev Haolam, it was like a huge thing for the business and for me. And I must say that from that moment, we had several interactions with Lev Haolam, that every time they came to the rescue when you need them. I know that I said it before many times in different interviews that we had, but because it's just the truth, it is what it is. So because I know that that the Lev Haolam community is watching this video, it is very important for me to repeat it over and over again. It's not just a slogan. It's Lev Haolam came for the rescue. This is a way of life for us.
Yeah, I think as I mentioned before again, Lev Haolam was all the time in a critical junction in Agrocafe. In the moment that everything we lost it, Lev Haolam came to the picture and bring the rescue, bring the orders. And that's why it's important to us to bring that news to the customer, to the one who drinks coffee. He needs to understand that when you drink that coffee, you really help us to build our business.
Wow. Have you ever heard from Lev Haolam members? Has anybody ever sent you email or messages or anything like this?
Yes, all the time. Just we get messages all the time from people saying, we love what you do, we love the coffee. Which, sometimes you just, you feel that you give a donation. They contribute to the country, which is true, absolutely true. But for us, we are absolutely exciting when someone say, guys, we love your coffee, and we order it over and over again. Okay, and also sometimes people don't understand the cycle that you contribute to us. We contribute to small family farms. So the bags that you see here behind me, this is when you buy a Lev Haolam coffee bag, someone else in the world that you don't even know has its impact.
If somebody who loves Israel is watching this right now and hearing your words, can they come right here and meet you? Could they do that?
Definitely can do that. We open every day our office here. We're roasting coffee, we're doing workshop, we have the coffee shop. Definitely they can come, they can experience the coffee, the smells, they can talk to our employees and see what we are doing here.
Take the relationship to the next level.
Absolutely.
I love it. So this is it. This is where everything happens. This is the Agrocafe team. Hi guys.
Hey, how are you?
They're doing the roasting, the packing, putting the labels, everything by hand here in Israel. It's really special. So when you drink your Agrocafe from your Lev Haolam surprise box, this is exactly where it's being packed. This is where it's being put into boxes. It comes to our warehouse in Kfar Etzion. And then we send it all around the world to all of you so that you can have, I don't know, a little taste of Israel. You can sip the exact same coffee that we're sipping in the morning to start our day. So in a way, we're coffee brothers and sisters, global Lev Haolam family. I'm so glad you're with me. So Hanan, I heard that you are donating coffee to Israeli soldiers. What is the story with that?
So the minimum thing that we can do with our heart for our amazing soldiers that actually sacrifice their lives for us, just to send them a bag of coffee. So we donate and we will continue to donate. Soldiers that coming here, that send us an email from specific units, we send them a bag of coffee. with a lot of love. And yeah, it's that to appreciate what they are doing with coffee, because that's the way we can express our love and what they're doing for us. So yes, we're sending a block of coffee for them.
And this is the actual coffee that you're sending them, this blend. I heard that Israeli soldiers are very particular about their coffee.
Very, very picky. I mean, soldiers need his coffee in the morning in a specific way in order to fight much better, okay? So it's important, that's why we're sending coffee.
I love it. So actually, your coffee that's been roasted with lots of love in Israel is being sipped by soldiers who are defending our country in a very difficult place.
Yeah. And if this is the way to bring them a little bit of joy and a good thing, so we love to do that. And we will continue to do that.
Do you know how much coffee you've sent in these past 6 months?
I didn't count exactly, but it's more than 10,000 coffee bags already. So, and I hope it's going to grow.
So this coffee, you're showing your love to Lev Haolam members all around the world with coffee roasted in Israel, and you're showing your love to soldiers with coffee roasted right here in the Elah Valley. It's a lot of love. So we're standing in the Agrocafe Lab, which is something new since the last time I was visiting you. Can you tell me what that's all about?
So first, this is the way of professional of checking coffee, of tasting new crop, new yield, and to check it and see what is the best roasting for it, what is the best flavor for it. And of course, we're working those days on my coffee ID. I see it's a prototype, which the way is to bring to the customer the way of build their own coffee by choosing the green beans, and the application going to tell them exactly what is the flavor is going to be from that coffee. So people actually can sit at home and they don't need to come and tasting all the coffee all the time and get confused. They can sit and the application going to tell them exactly the flavor notes, acidities, bitterness, sweetness, etc.
It's like a makeup artist for coffee. You know how the makeup companies, you send them a picture of your face and they kind of, right?
I totally get it.
It's a good match, so.
I worked in the cosmetics industry for a long time, and when you're picking a foundation, you ask like, what kind of coverage do you like? What kind of feeling do you want it to have on your skin? So for coffee, what are the questions that a person answers to discover their coffee ID?
So the main question is the way you brewing your coffee, okay? Then we will talk about roasting level. So that's the most influence of the flavor coffee. And then we're gonna drill down even more to the flavor notes and the flavors of the coffee.
What are some of the notes that a person would experience in a coffee?
So we have like a families of flavors. So the main one will be the spices one, the chocolatey one, and the earthy one. So and the fruity with the sweetness. So each one we can even get more subtype of those flavors. So it's really big. It's a really big one of a lot of flavors in coffee.
So then I understand once somebody has answered these questions, you can create a coffee that is exactly for that person, exclusive.
Exclusive. We're gonna take his coffee that he wants, the blend, we're gonna roast as is specific as he wants the flavor to be, and we're gonna ship it to him directly with my coffee ID, for example, with his specific roasting and specific blends.
And so then they can reorder it
of course.
many times.
And they can share it in the online and everything, so that's really cool.
So this, I'm thinking, is a great gift to give. Everybody has that person in their life that they have everything that they need, thank God. But and what do you give them? You want to give them something really unique and really special and really amazing. This is
I agree with you, totally agree. Totally agree.
And if you love Israel, you get your own coffee ID from Israel. That's incredible. Amazing. Miriam, have you been through this process of discovering what your coffee ID is?
I'm still on my journey. I'm still on my coffee journey, but I will say that we're slowly getting to the destination, because every time when Hanan brings new roastings and new coffees, then he gives me a sample, and each time I come back to him, I say to him, this was kind of bitter, this was too sweet. So we're getting there. I'm on a journey.
So I guess this is great too, Hanan, because it will help you understand how to guide me.
So very picky. So I think I'm a good example of a customer. Okay, a very demanding customer. I want my macchinetta in the morning to be perfect.
Okay, so you're macchinetta.
I'm macchinetta.
And which is more of an espresso, right?
But here's the catch with me, is that I like light and I like dark. So it's defined where I'm also getting a little bit of the light and a little bit of the dark. So that's Hanan's challenge.
So Hanan, for people that have, like the Nespresso machines or the pod coffee, if they get the little refillable pod, they can get this coffee, put it in the refillable pod, and they still get to have their own exclusive coffee.
Totally.
So that's nice.
It's very nice because they can use the way of brewing it, the easy way, but to use a very good coffee in order to get much better flavors and much better coffee.
Amazing, and not throwing away all that plastic.
Totally.
So where do you get your inspiration from to create things like Coffee Lab or to create different blends?
I think in my coffee trips when I go to the farms, I have time, to sit there, to write things, to understand what is the next stage that we need. I get there all the good ideas coming from the coffee farms, definitely.
So what is this whole situation over here?
Part of our laboratory, each time we're going to get new crop, we want to roast small batches and then to check what is the flavor notes, what is the flavor. So for example, I just came from Ethiopia in the area called Jima, Limo, and we get new coffee farm that we're going to start working with them. So I brought with me some samples in order to check them. So here we can smell the Limo coffee grade 1. That's washed coffee, and that will be the natural, same version of it. So for example, you can smell here the smell of the coffee washed one compared to the natural, same subtype of coffee. Okay, so you can feel by the smells already how one is more flavored with more fruit, and the other one is more spices.
So that's just from how the bean is treated?
Totally.
Wow. That brings me to another question, actually. I've always wanted to ask this. When it talks about acidity in coffee, what exactly does that mean? What's it referring to?
So acidity will be easy to describe and give some knowledge to customer. If you're taking green apples that's not fully ready and you give it a bite, so you feel the acidity in it, or kiwi that is not ready. So that's the acidity that we can have in coffee. Which coffee is fruit, we can feel the same in it.
So which blend is going to have more acidity or less acidity?
It's really about what is the customer wants. So if I'm taking Arabica that grow in high altitude and are roasted light roast, so we're going to feel actually those flavors that I'm talking about, the fruit and the acidity and the sweetness and everything.
So any bean can have any roast. You can have Arabica light roast, you can have Arabica medium or dark roast. And then depending on if it's light, medium, or dark, you're going to have more acidity or less acidity. Oh.
That's why we have our laboratory. So each coffee that we get new crop, we actually roasted in 3 different levels, light, medium, and dark, and see what is the best potential flavor from that coffee. That's the idea.
That's fascinating. So these are little baby roasters.
So
That's the Big Daddy roaster.
And they can talk to each other.
I love it. Amazing. You guys, I wanted to thank you so much for spending time with us today, spending time with the Lev Haolam community to share your story, who you are. It's very exciting to see an Israeli business that has been nurtured with so much love, so much friendship, growing stronger and stronger by day. And when I first came to Israel, one of the things that I loved was learning that you say lehitraot. You don't say bye. You say we're gonna be seeing each other again. So I'm gonna say lehitraot, and we'll see each other soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.